Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Homestead Heart. And it is 2021, and I'm in the garden. This is the first video of the 2021 garden season, and I am excited. Now, look, y'all, I certainly hope and pray that everyone so far, all of you are having a blessed and a happy new year. And I also hope and pray that y'all got the 2021 garden season on your minds. Now look, y'all. Thank you. Now look, as I walk in this garden, I have been planning for weeks, making changes, new records, everything. Gathering my materials, looking at what needs to be cleaned up, what has to happen. All at the same time, we still got a whole nother farm fence project going on the homestead as well. The clearing is going pretty good. We're just about to the back of the property with clearing out that fence line, but we still have to clean it up. We still got to clean it up, right? And we're doing it all without the tractor because the tractor's not working. Yeah, we're still trying to get that thing fixed with the parts with Ag Pro. I don't know. Anyway, we've been running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So hopefully this time around we got everything that we need and they can go ahead and complete the job with getting the tractor fixed. And then we can use the bush hog to go ahead and get everything cleared out. But today we are in the garden and it's a mess and I love it. Because it's our mess to clean up and we will be cleaning it up. Y'all see all this grass? Y'all, we got a ton of grass here. Now, we got a solution for it, though. Remember last year, we told y'all we were buying ground cover, and we did. We bought 5 rolls of ground cover, and here it is. Let me show it to you. Now, see right here. Oh, can't even see it. Where we at? Can y'all see? Okay, y'all see that? That's Jackson. But, hey. Hey, boy, hey, oh, you can't have it. Anyway, this is the ground cover. He's so comical. But anyway. Okay, so now, we had the ground cover come in, and we were going to put it on the, cover the ground with it, but I just decided that it was just too late. The crops were already up and going and just didn't want to disturb anything. I said, we'll just have to fight the grass and the weeds this season, and then we can get it down the next season. So as you saw, the ground cover is working just fine. It's been under the beehive since last year. So it's doing good. Now we ordered it from Home Depot. Okay, it's by DeWitt, I believe. We ordered it from Home Depot. It is 4 feet by 300-foot roll, less than $80. So we ordered it from there, okay? And we ordered the staples from there as well. Now, or from just online, you can get the ground staples. They're 6-inch staples that you're going to need to use for that ground cover. The little regular itty bitty, don't even waste your time because it ain't gonna hold it. So get the 6-inch staples, okay? Now, and that will make sure to get this covered. To make sure that we don't have a weed problem out here. I am so cold. Hands are freezing. A weed problem out here like we did last year with the weeds in the grass. Now look, down here on this ground, we did our best to put down what we had. Because sometimes you have to use what you have. And I tried rather, and I used this little thin stuff right here. You can see it's all torn to pieces now. So I got to come pull all of that up because that stuff don't work. It does not work, okay? So don't even waste your money using that in the garden because it's not going to keep out a blade of grass. I promise you. We did it. We did it, failed miserably. Okay? Now, what we're going to do, the garden beds, I don't know if you can tell, but just look at them. Look at how dark. Just look at that. That just looks so good. what I'm going to do is we're going to come in with the mower. We're going to cut all that high grass down over there. And then we're going to proceed with cultivating our rows again. We're going to get all of the rows cultivated. Yes, we are. I'm going to add another layer of compost to the top of each one of my beds. Our beds are raised, okay? Let me show you. See how my beds, look at that. Well, okay. Again, that's Jax. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Okay, so as you can see, our beds are raised. We have walkways in between our rows here. This is a walkway right here. I step down into it, and then I have rows, and they all have walkways. They all have pathways. So our rows, our beds are going to stay this way. All I'm going to do is cultivate them, add some compost. I'm going to add a little bit of fertilizer to the beds. Just go down the row lightly with some fertilizer and work all of that in. And then I'll come back with the ground cover, and we're going to cover the rows and the pathways, okay? Okay, so now, once we cover the row, we're going to cover the beds with the ground cover, okay? And we're going to just leave it like that until we're ready to plant. Now, one trick or one tip that I learned when it comes to putting the holes in the ground cover to make sure that the holes are easy to put in and you're not just trying to cut holes in them. I saw Living Traditions Homestead. He used a torch to cut holes in the ground cover that they had. And I said, I'm getting a torch. That's going to make light work of that. So I'm not going to put any holes in anything right now because, you know, I might change my mind as to what I'm going to put in the row. And if the ground cover is already down, I'm not pulling all of that out again. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait before I put the holes in just to make sure that I am going to put in that row what I say I'm going to put in that row. And the reason why it makes a difference is because depending upon what you're planting, you may need holes that are wider spaced, or you may need holes that are spaced closer together. But you don't want to just have an empty hole where grass and weeds can grow through, right? So we'll do that at that point. Now, I don't know if you remember, but these are the beds that we had bell pepper and we had hot peppers. This was our hot pepper row right here. Those guineas. And this was our row of bell peppers. Wait, I think one of them. But anyway, y'all, we had a ton of peppers. We had a ton of different varieties of bell peppers. We had a ton of hot peppers, jalapenos and Thai chilies, and it's beginning to rain again. But we had so many peppers that I was like, man, this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. So I am doing another 50-foot row of bell pepper, and I'm doing another 50-foot row of hot peppers. The reason being, Mr. H loves his jalapeno peppers, and I do pickle them to give him those spicy peppers in the juice jars, or you know what I'm saying. He loves his spicy jalapenos, whether they're fresh or pickled. So I will be doing another 50-foot row because he eats those things like, man, he could eat some peppers. But anyway, y'all, we had eggplant over here. We had so much growing over here. We had a ton of vegetables growing over here, and everything grew well. Even our tomatoes, we had 3 50-foot rows of tomatoes. Now, the one thing I'm going to say about these tomatoes is that we had a ton of problems with those Japanese beetles, and they literally were going after our tomatoes. So our plants, and then they started dying because there was an airflow issue, I believe, because we had the tomatoes planted, I think I had them planted about 3 feet apart. They had lots of space. but those jokers was growing everywhere. I mean, it was like a jungle over here. So what I'm gonna do, oh, and as you can see right here behind me here, this right here is the concrete wire meshing. It was on a roll, 150-foot roll that we purchased. And so that did get us 3 rolls of mesh. And this is what we use to trellis our tomatoes. Now we may be making some changes to that because I want to put my spaghetti squash on here. And I want to put my butternut squash on this one. So the tomatoes are moving down just a few rows. And that's just because I'm just rotating just a little bit because of the pest issues that we had. And of course we had squash planted over here, regular yellow squash and zucchini. And y'all know what happened to that. The bugs just took it out one by one by one. So this time we purchased an early variety of yellow squash and zucchini seed. It's a 50-day variety. So my plan to get ahead is to simply plant a lot of rows of squash so that my first harvest or 2 will be such a good harvest that maybe, just maybe, I can beat those bugs before they take out my plants, and then I can use those beds to plant something else in. So hopefully that will work. Now, the eggplant, we had so much eggplant. Y'all, we had a 50-foot row of eggplant. Y'all. We got a lot of seeds from them too. We got a lot of seeds from our eggplant. I am so happy to say that a lot of the seeds that the majority of the seeds that we're planting in our garden this season came from our own garden. So I didn't have to order a lot of seeds, but I did order seeds just because I do like to support seed companies, right? I do like to support especially the small companies that are helping the little farmer like us, right? You know, so I did order some seeds. I ordered some from Baker Creek, and what I ordered from Baker Creek was a new variety to me that I've never heard of okra called Heavy Hitter. Now, you remember me saying I'm just not a fan of Clemson spineless. I'm really not. I don't know why. I'm just not. You know, but I had a row of jambalaya okra over here, and I had a row of Clemson spineless in the other garden, and they grew well. Okay, so the okra. Did you snatch my glove out of my hand? The okra. The Clemson spineless, all of it grew well. I have seeds from the Clemson spineless, but I didn't save any seeds from the jambalaya okra, so I did order some more seed. But another variety that I'm excited to try from Baker Creek is called Heavy Hitter. So I'm super excited to try that seed because it is a heavy producer, and it is an heirloom variety. So I'm excited about that. Now, you all, also the green beans, I'm going to talk more about that. The green beans that we've been planting, that is by far my favorite, is the strike green bean. And it produces so many beans. But I'm moving them from the small garden to the big garden, and I'm planting a full 50-foot row of the strike green beans. We did get a good bit of seed last year, but Guineas, calm down. We did get a good bit of seed last year. Not to mention, I have a lot because that's my favorite bean. And then the jade is also the other variety. It's a beautiful, like French style green bean. It tastes so good, mild, almost sweet. Like, I don't have a lot of those seeds, but I do have some, and I do enjoy the jade. So I'm moving the green beans over to this area. Now, the cucumbers as well, I'm just so excited about so much. The only thing that we will be doing different is the corn. The corn will now be going to its own area. We are creating a corn patch because I want to grow more corn. This year, I'm growing peaches and cream. I have been recommended, I've had so many recommendations for that corn, and I decided I'm trying it. I wasn't too happy, I guess, with the corn from last year, not to mention a lot of it was my fault because I did let it go about a week or so too long before we picked it. So hopefully we will not be making that mistake again. We will harvest that corn on time. Now, you all, the corn and the potatoes. I don't know if you remember, but the potatoes that my daughter gave us last year to plant in the garden because they started sprouting. I am so cold because they started sprouting. I planted them. Didn't think we was going to get a single potato, but we did. And we didn't even eat them. We just saved them. I said, I'm going to save these and I'm going to grow some next year. So I do still have those. Now we also have the Yukon Gold potatoes. We bought a 40-pound box from the farmer's market. I am so cold. And I decided that I would save the rest of those potatoes. And it was so many. I did a video on those potatoes, and I'll probably put it at the end of the video so that you can see just how well those potatoes look. And they still look good. We only lost about 5 or 6 of the potatoes that started going bad. The rest of them look great, full of eyes. And I'm not buying any more. I'm just going to cut those in half and allow them to kind of scab over. And that'll be the potatoes that we plant in our garden this year. Now, I'm going to even do a video to share with you how I planted my potatoes in the past. I'm excited. I don't know if I still have the footage. I tried it in 2019, I think. And it didn't do so well here because of the pest, the way that I did it and where I did it. It didn't do so good. But I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to tell you, there is a farmer that I have admired for 15 years or more. And I absolutely love the way he teaches. And I love the way he planted his potatoes. And so one year, my daughter and I, we were planting those potatoes. It was our first time planting them the way that he said, right? So I was planting those potatoes. And I was actually mimicking what he said. And my daughter kept saying, are you going to mimic every word that he says? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. That way I won't forget, So everything that he said, I said it when we were outside planting the garden. And it was so funny because she was laughing and then she started recording me. So I had to stop. But anyway, he's just, I'm going to tell you who he is when we start planting the potatoes, and I do the potato video. But y'all, his teaching method, I just absolutely love it. And he was so encouraging, and I just really believed that I could do it that way. And that was my very first time planting potatoes that way. And y'all, it worked. It worked. So he had newspaper. And he said, I'm going to cover the ground just like that, with lots and lots of old manure and blood and bone too. I even put in dolomite. But he's an excellent farmer. And he's older. He's older now. He's much older now. But he is, he's phenomenal. And I've always admired him. So I'm going to be planting my potatoes under straw with lots and lots of old manure and blood and bone as well. I said the corn, the potatoes. Lupa Lane is going to be back where Lupa Lane was. However, there will be no chickens over here to destroy Lupa Lane. That's just not going to happen this time. Because y'all saw what those meat birds did to my beautiful Thai loofahs. I lost almost all of them, all but 1 or 2. That's it. They took them out. They didn't eat the other ones. just the Thai loofahs. So anyway, you all, I just kind of wanted to show you in this garden area here, all of this. When you look at it, it's a ton of work, but I am so excited to be doing the work in preparation for the spring garden. Well, the spring garden is not going to be over here. This is all summer. The spring garden is going to be in the other location. The watermelon patch is still going to be where the watermelon patch was, but we will be making some modifications to that, and we'll talk about that in that video, and I'll explain all of that then. Wow. So we're excited, y'all. This is the tree that Loofah Lane made home. Look at there. The loofahs was all the way up there. In fact, they weighed the whole tree down. Yes, they did. So you all, that is going to do it for today. I'm excited about being out here. I'm excited about being out here in the garden, planning and thinking, and excited about what we are about to do out here in the garden. I'm just so happy and so excited, even though it's cold. But this is when you begin working in the garden for your spring and summer garden. You don't wait. You go ahead and start getting it ready now. Start getting your supplies together now. Seed store is going to be up here in just a couple of days. So y'all stay tuned for the seed store will be ready tomorrow. I have been working myself so hard because I wanted that store to be just right. And I know it's a lot of work going into it for such a small thing, but I just wanted it to be right. I just wanted it to be right, and I wanted it to look nice, and I have spent countless hours and days working on it to get it to the point where it is now, to where I could say I'm pleased with how it looks. I still have more seeds to add to the store, but today is Friday. That store is going to be released on tomorrow. So y'all, I'm going to put the link for that store in the description box of tomorrow's video. Okay. So some things will have limits, like the Cushaw seeds. Those, I think that's one of them that will have a limit. The loofah seeds will have a limit because, you know, I know so many people want the loofahs, especially want the loofahs. But I'm going to put limits on it because I do want as many people as possible that wants to grow the loofah to grow the loofah. I didn't have enough Thai loofah seeds to even worry about putting it on the site. It just wouldn't have been enough. So I didn't do that at all. I'm hoping that when we grow it this season, that I will produce enough Thai loofahs to be able to share seeds with you next time. Okay, so y'all stay tuned for the seed store as well. I'm so excited to maybe know that you all will be growing some of the same things that we are going to be growing here on our homestead. I'm so excited to see how it's going to grow for you in your area, wherever you are, what you do to make it grow well. I'm excited to see it. So y'all stay tuned for that seed store on tomorrow. Okay, so that's going to do it, y'all. I'm going to get in and warm up a bit. Yeah, my eye, I'm going to the eye doctor. It went down and then it came back up again. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the eye doctor. I don't want to, but I know I better, because I need to figure out what's going on here. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. My vision is fine. It's not blurry or anything like that, but it's like just a little bump. It's like the bump don't want to go away. It's like the bump won't leave. So yeah, the bump won't leave. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the doctor. Get this thing looked at, so that maybe he'll probably prescribe some type of an antibiotic, I'm sure, but we'll see. Got to get rid of the bump. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for today. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video that we upload to our channel. Share our videos. Woo! Share our videos. We got a surprise coming up for y'all as well. Oh! We're going to talk about the post office. We went to the post office and picked up some things. A few, maybe a week or so ago. Our truck went down yet again because the previous mechanic, Mr. H, found a better mechanic, and you know, he did a good job of finding a better mechanic, but the new mechanic said the previous mechanic just really, he messed it up bad, and the guy fixed it, and he didn't even charge us that much to fix it, but he did let us know what the other guy did. It literally would have ruined our truck, and we kept calling the other guy to come back, and you know, and I just told Mr. H, I don't want him back. I do not want him touching our truck anymore. I just didn't. So the truck is now blue again. So now we're happy with the truck. So we're going to be making more frequent runs to the post office now. But we received some seeds from one of our subscribers from Clifton Seed Company. So I'm excited because in the seed box there was red burgundy okra seeds. So I'm excited to try those, and I want to say thank you so much. I want to say thank you so much for sending us the seeds. We also got seeds from Esh collection, but I'm going to show you all of that. I'm going to do a whole video on that because I promise you they're going to want to throw us out of the post office if we wait that long again. There was an issue with one of the boxes that had the key was put in somebody else's P.O. box, and that person hadn't checked their box in months. They was worse than us. So they hadn't checked their box in months, right? So finally, when they checked their box, they realized that the key, the package that was in the big box where the key, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't their package. So they gave it back, and that's how we ended up getting the seeds from Clifton Seed Company. That box had been in his box. I think it was the one from Clifton Seeds. Not sure which package it was now, but in any case, I think it was either that one or the one from Esh Collections. But in any case, the box had been there. So we now are gonna go back to the post office. We ain't gonna do that no more. But we really didn't have much of a choice. But in any case, y'all, that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching me today at Homestead Heart. I'm gonna go warm up for just a minute, and then I'm gonna come back. I haven't even had my coffee. I'm gonna go warm up. Guineas. That's why they out here. I'm gonna warm up, and then I'm gonna come back out and I'm gonna start cleaning up this garden. I am so excited, y'all. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.